I'll jump into it because like South Park just recently did an episode on this, so South Park really is the running theme.
So you're doing the segue for me?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You don't mind me doing that?
No, go for it.
Awesome. All right, so my topic is Magic the Gathering, which I didn't actually bring anything. Ewan was kind enough to bring out one of his.
They're not mine. Ugh. Jeez, Lars, you made me sick.
So you guys, are you a closet Magic player? Are you ashamed of it?
I think every Magic player is a closet Magic player.
Bullshit! I'm bringing it up as my topic. So in my quest to prove how much a nerd I am on this show and implicate both of you in the process, because I implicated you and Kieran in D&D last time I came on.
Yeah. And now you guys play D&D? What?
Okay. You guys...
No, D&D I play proudly.
Fun. Yeah. But not Magic?
No, Magic as well.
I am not...
It's just funnier to pretend
I'm at the point where I can defend both of these games and say why they are fun, and try and I reckon I can convince someone that like it's something worthwhile giving a shot. So I'm for it now. I'm not ashamed.
All right, so
I like Magic. And
when did you guys find out about Magic? When did you catch the
Lars
disease?
and I have a very particular memory of this.
It was August 2011.
Set the scene.
A cool winter's day. We were heading into the city for our first day of urban experience from school, and our friend Harris Monos was bantering on, implicate him as well.
Yes.
Was bantering on about this card shop that he wanted to go to. I'm like, oh, awesome, like, playing cards and stuff. Like, that sounds interesting. Like, they'll probably have a whole bunch of different, poker stuff. And, oh, no, it's Magic. It's this, this card game. There's this cool card shop in the city that I want to go to. And he kept saying, like, okay, whatever. He let us into one of... Was it the Royal Arcade?
It was the Royal Arcade.
The Royal Arcade, down some dark steps past this... creaky old op shop into this dungeon. Literally, it's called the Dungeon of Magic, and it was very much a dungeon. And that's where we popped our cherry and really learnt about the game. Our first experience.
Our cherry. That could definitely have been phrased better. Okay, no.
That was quite
delicious. So you guys both got into it at the same time.
Pop the cherry mean?
It's a quote from Kingsman.
Oh.
Is it?
Zach could definitely have used some different terminology in there.
I'm
imagining
Magic world came crumbling down.
Yeah. I suppose after speaking about a dungeon, it wasn't.
It wasn't the best best idea. So you guys both got into it at the same time then.
We did. Yeah.
2011.
Yeah.
Noobs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we were very late to the game.
Latecomers.
2004 was my first taste of the game. Mm-hmm. You guys were what, like 3?
We were 8.
Older than 3.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm only 3 years older than you guys then. Yeah, but 2004 in primary school is when I got in touch with the game. And it's
quite an advanced game for a primary school student.
We played it very basically back then.
Okay, made up your own rules and stuff.
Yeah, and we didn't have many of the rarer cards. It was just the commons and lands that you got.
It's like me and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, you played that as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
I have a piece of Exodia, so I win.
I brought this to sort of branch out into other card games as well. So you just had one of those basic Yu-Gi-Oh decks, and when was that you played that?
Oh, that was all through primary school. Probably like from like year 4 and 5, around that sort of time. And I remember seeing Magic at the time. There was a card game shop that my friend Jamie and I would go to, and we'd look at these Magic cards, and they were always so much more intricate than the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They just looked more legit.
Yeah.
And I think we bought like a booster pack of them each. And like, we don't really know what these cards do, but they look cool.
Yeah.
You can't play a game with a booster pack.
And so I sort of had that aspiration at a young age to like get into this game, Magic the Gathering. And it wasn't until like accidentally many years later that we actually did. Yeah. Sorry, go on. I interrupted you.
No. You're good. Because Yu-Gi-Oh was something I played in primary school as well.
Yeah.
But Magic just appealed to me more because Yu-Gi-Oh was still in its infancy, whilst Magic had been developed. Like, Magic came out the year I was born, so it was well established by then.
Yeah.
And it's cool. It's really cool that there's that huge history there, and that you're very aware that you're playing something that is definitely part of like a 20-year lifetime and millions of players, and it's cool.
And it's what Magic was the first proper card game like of that sort of genre.
Yeah.
There were baseball collecting cards and stuff beforehand, but as a game you could play, Magic set the stage.
Yeah. And you can obviously see like games like Yu-Gi-Oh have drawn so much inspiration from it. Yeah. It's really, really fun to play.
It is.
It's initially sort of overwhelming, but then it is kind of easy to pick up. once you sort of break it down bit by bit, it is quite easy to kind of get your head around. But very much a game that's like easy to pick up, relatively easy to pick up, but hard to master.
Very hard to master.
And getting those sort of play styles and the right deck construction and whatever is quite tough.
What's great about it though is that there's, and this is where Yu-Gi-Oh falls flat a little bit, I think, is that there's so many different formats of Magic that caters to everything. There's like casual matches for the beginner. There is a pro tour for the pro, really hyper competitive people,
and they're using the same cards as the amateur, which is cool.
Yeah, exactly. So there's stuff for everyone, and that's what. And you said before that you can't play with a booster pack, but there's a format for if you buy a booster pack.
As soon as I said that, I was like, in my mind, I was like, I should look that up. There's probably.
I've always wanted to play that.
It's called
format.
Pack Wars. It's great.
Yeah.
So there's something for like anyone in the game, and that's I think a really good draw to Magic.
Yeah.
And it's like D&D, and I'm going to try to break down the stigma just like I did in the last podcast we did.
Good.
It's got this horrible stigma attached to it.
Yeah.
That it really doesn't deserve.
I feel like anything that is nearly associated with a 20-sided die just attracts a bad stigma.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I recently found out about a marriage which origin could come down to Magic the Gathering.
Wow.
It's not a marriage yet. It's two people that are engaged, and the girl was over at the guy's house, and he was showing her around, and she saw his Magic cards, and she's like, "Oh, those Magic cards." He's like, "You play Magic the Gathering?" And that is an instant bonding point.
That moment he knew he had to marry.
He had the ring already there.
That kids is How I Met Your Mother. No, exactly. Like and it's weird. Like, because it is this huge world, but also a completely invisible world if you don't know about it. To find another player that plays it is just such a bond. It's a very bonding, unifying experience because you know that you're a part of this huge invisible world.
I've actually had that experience before. When I was doing the musical I did early last year, I was just messaging one of the ensemble members. We weren't great friends, but we'd talk here and there. And I asked him, "Oh, what are you doing this weekend?" He said, "Oh, I'm just going to play, Magic the Gathering." I went, "No, you're kidding, right? I've been playing that game for like 10 years or more."
Yeah. We should have a Magic the Gathering night sometime.
We do need to.
Yeah.
I saw Francis on the tram the other day, and we need to get him in. To play a few games of Magic.
The problem with Magic is it's so freaking expensive.
Yeah, okay, so we've gone through the pros, let's go through the cons of Magic.
It's like, I think that's where a lot of people get confused. It's just like they're just pieces of card. Like, people want something tangible, and people aren't prepared to use their imagination anymore, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And they're not I pulled the cable. They're not willing to pay for something that caters for that. They're the only sort of thing I can think of that's similar is video games. They're sort of tangible. There's an experience there. There's an immediacy and something visual that people can interact with. Whereas there's not quite as easy connection to make with Magic, and you can often be spending $60 just to start off, and then there's obviously a bunch more to do from there. So that's one of its draw cards. Sorry, not one of its draw cards. What's the opposite of a draw card? Drawback. Thank you. One of those. It's just the expense of it. I know that week that we pretty much went to this place every day for that week and coughed more money up for different cards or whatever.
Yeah.
And money quickly went down the drain.
As soon as we realised also we could buy cards off the internet.
Yeah.
I did a $60 order for one friend.
Yeah.
I'm sure I
did
worth
some of those as well.
Upwards of $100. And of course, but it's totally useless now because the cards also devalue so quickly.
I will play devil's advocate to that though, and say you don't necessarily. There are always substitutes for there's some cards that will be really expensive, but unless you really want to play competitively, there's a substitute for that card. You can make a deck that's slightly less competitive, still just as fun, still does the same thing.
Yeah,
and it won't cost you.
See, we got really competitive though.
Right. There's your problem.
Only amongst ourselves though, which was unfortunate.
Yeah. But we wouldn't. I don't think we would have competed at a higher level. We were just goofing around. Really, we didn't really know the rules.
No, but it's best with mates. I reckon.
Yeah, I think that's what it's designed for. Another drawback I've got for Magic is that there are very much kind of approaches to take, and there is predetermined paths, if you like. I'll give you an example. So I had my heart set on making a zombie deck. No, you got it. Is that your phone call you got to take?
Sorry.
That's right.
Well, Lars and I will have a good argument at this in the meantime.
We will.
Because, I really wanted to make that zombie deck, right? That black zombie deck.
Yes.
Which was nice in theory. And it works. It's a solid deck. But it's not a mana ramp deck. And it's not a fireburn deck.
Yeah.
And it can't hold up against those.
No. Yeah. There are certain zombie structures, but zombie, like, in itself is just a theme, or it's really just a creature
There's
type.
a hierarchy of, like, deck structures.
Yeah, what you would want to focus on then
infuriating.
is called like not necessarily, because what you would want to focus on instead of a zombie deck is like a graveyard deck, so to say, which specializes in you putting cards in your graveyard and then using those to either power up or bring back to life or something.
That played into the approach, but...
Yeah, and you really need to build your deck around a strategy as opposed to like a creature. Like I could build, people build troll decks, but troll is just a creature type, and trolls can have different abilities. What you want to do is find that ability and work out which cards.
Yeah, I just reckon there are like some deck structures which will always be superior to others, and there's not much you can really do about it.
Yeah,
but again, I don't know. I've not looked into new cards, so maybe there's a way around it.
Me and Harris, what's the term? Spent you over the table? What's the term? Spent way more money than you?
Oh, yeah. You guys
we
also
also
spent a lot more money than
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and I'm sure if you had spent more money and bought, much, better creatures, even just a select few, your deck would be more powerful.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe. Is this why people like find it hard to understand Magic the Gathering associated with it? Because you just start talking like this and it just becomes gibberish.
Yeah, and then no one understands
like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
And, do you reckon it's that ignorance as well that contributes to just thinking something's uncool? It's like, I don't understand how this works, so therefore it's lame.
Yeah, definitely. And especially when the language you use is... If you understand the words that people are saying, but not what they're saying. Like, I used a troll deck to mana ramp. It's like... I understand most of those words, but I still have got no idea what he just said. Like, yeah, it's just that confusion, and people are always afraid of things they don't know.
Are we on Magic terminology?
Kind of, just like why there's a barrier of
how
people.
It contributes to
yeah, because there is a disgusting amount of terminology involved in the game. That
What's the
difficult.
deal with everyone doing phone calls? It's a private number. You had your chance.
You could have listed yourself as public.
It's probably Telstra inquiring about bills again.
Bye-bye.
Best to ignore them then, right? They'll go away if you do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's how money works, right?
Yeah.
It just comes and it doesn't go. Right?
Right, guys?
Well, should we move on to my topic then?
Yeah, that'd be good. Is now a good time to tell you I've got to go very soon?
Yeah, sure. How long have you got?
I was hoping to leave at 3:30.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping for you guys to leave at 3:32.
I was hoping to keep you guys out by then anyway.
I have assignments to do. Have you got 15 minutes?
Assignments.
Is that cool?
Sure.
Yeah? Alright, awesome.